Well, we're live, and Jim seems to have frozen.
There we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another review here as part of the Spring of Starkid here on the League of Opinionated Gentlemen.
And once again, you forgot the image.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Because I didn't feel like putting the image up. Is there a problem? Fuck's sake. Fine. If you're going to be an ass about it, I'll get the fucking image.
Hey, I went to the trouble of making it for you by your request, and you're not even going to use it?
Why don't you put it up then, wise ass?
Fight!
I don't have it on this computer.
Get over here!
Fatality.
Actually, I might have it on this computer now that you mention it.
Well, I'm getting it now. You don't need to do it now. Where the hell is it? Here we go.
They're gonna edit this out, right?
No, we are live, people. Live, everybody. All right, here.
Starkid.
Let me put this. No, go away.
There it is. Oh, I made two of them. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yes, you did. You made two. All right, here. Let's put the freaking image up. Spring of Starkid, people.
Woo!
Yeehaw!
Of course, those who don't know, that image is, of course, from Apocalypse Tour.
Indeed.
Hence Jim Povolo's ridiculous costume.
Marguerite.
Marguerite, the bringer of chaos and death. Anyway, this is the Spring of Starkid. You can't see me, so I want to put that back down.
Yes.
And we are here today reviewing from a couple of years ago, well, a year or so ago now, Starkid's newest production, Firebringer.
Which is great, and you should go check it out on Starkid's YouTube channel.
YouTube.com/Team Starkid, I believe it is.
I think so, yes.
If it's not, just search Team Starkid, you'll find it.
That should be the first thing that comes up.
Yep. Of course, if you've been watching so far the Spring of Starkid, we, my good friend Geoff over here and I did already review the very Starkid reunion, so go check that video out. And we will have forthcoming reviews if we get scheduled properly. Melissa, again, will be joining us for the review of the related to Starkid, but not totally Starkid, Tin Can Brothers production, Spies Are Forever.
Indeed.
And then Geoff and I will be doing a two-person review of the Tin Can Brothers short film, Flop Stoppers.
And they're both great. Go check it out on Joey's channel, the Tin Can Brothers over there.
Yep, search Tin Can Brothers on YouTube, you'll find them. But in the meantime, we're going to talk about Firebringer, as we are wont to do.
Indeed, indeed.
Of course, Firebringer, the newest production from Team Starkid, with music.
The first mostly female cast.
Yes, it's quite a family female cast, along with a few of the males. The first time they really decided to let the females be the front and center.
Well, let's be honest. The only reason Holden was in it is because he's dating the person who created it.
No, I think Holden's in it because he runs Starkid.
That doesn't mean he has to be in everything. He ran Starkid. He wasn't in the first production. He directed it, but he wasn't there. He wasn't in it.
He didn't direct it. He was just one of the contributors. Nick Lang directed all the Potter, or I should say Matt Lang directed all the Potter musicals.
Yeah. Well, Holden helped write it though.
Yeah, he's already been right at the beginning. But anyway, fact of the matter is, there's not that many of the male Starkids around anymore. Jeff Blim Blim's around occasionally, but does his own thing. Joey is already in the musical in a different role, and Dylan is kind of pursuing his solo career right now. So,
well, Holden's in it because he's dating one. Joey's in it because he's dating another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you realize the two males we mentioned happen to be dating two of the females that are in every fucking production.
Not every production.
Most of them.
Well, every
Meredith was not in the first 3 productions that they did.
True. I mean, every production now that they've
and Lauren was not in MAMD.
Except in the reunion.
Well, yes. But she didn't sing or say anything. She just walked down and said, and basically posed for a second and be like, "Oh, I'm Vanessa," and then walked away.
Yeah, she did the Lauren Lopez pose and walked away.
Anyway, let's do the
that
thing
pose
that we're
is
here.
The reason Joey Richter fell in love with her.
Don't make assumptions. Let's review the thing. Jesus, tap dancing Christ. All right. So.
Yeah, Firebringer.
By the way, joining me, Geoff, as always, and of course, Melissa and Cam are here recurring. You've probably remember them from when we did the review of, what the hell was it?
Power Rangers.
Of the Power Rangers movie. That's right. Thank you.
Back when I barely had a voice.
Back when you had no voice. That's right. Speaking of which, people who know me in my other persona of Gold Phoenix Ranger from Ranger Vision, stay tuned for a review of the Power Rangers Blu-ray. That'll be coming up later in June.
You gonna do it on here?
I'm going to do it on the Ranger Vision channel.
Fair enough.
That's an official thing. Anyway, so Firebringer, of course, was performed at Stage 773 in Chicago, Illinois. Was originally performed. Let's see, do we have the original dates here? We don't even have the original dates here. You failed Wikipedia. Oh, no, here it is. Performed between July 6th and August 7th of 2016. Went up on YouTube December 31st of 2016. And the cast recording was released on iTunes on November 22nd, 2016.
Mhm.
Firebringer, of course, with music by Meredith Stepien and Mark Swiderski, lyrics by them as well, and a book by Matt and Nick Lang and Brian Holden.
Yeah.
Of course, this production is about the cave people discovering fire and the effects that has, basically. Hence, Firebringer.
Makes sense.
The historically accurate way they've discovered fire.
Oh,
It's very historic. It's a documentary, actually.
Indeed.
it is.
That's why Nick Lang is a genius. He's a time traveler. He experienced it firsthand.
That makes so much sense now.
It's a conspiracy.
Or
Anyway.
Chorn is Nick Lang.
Lord.
No.
Yeah.
That's an insult to Jamie Burns. No.
It's a Nick Lang biopic. No.
Can I continue now?
Yes.
I'll take a moment to remind you that I'm in control and can kick you out of this call at any point in time.
Anyway. Kick me
Anyway,
out for making jokes. Come on.
I will do what I please.
Right.
Yes, right.
Well, no, this production surprised me. It was better than I expected it to be.
Yes, per the usual, I know you guys haven't been here for the previous Springer Starkids, but we do have a standard formula for these. And that's basically, we're going to go through the production, and we're basically going to, use the song list to work our way through the production, summarizing the plot as we go, and reviewing each song and bit of the show as we go through it, okay? Sound good? Okay.
Sounds cool.
Crystal.
All right. So the production does open up with the song "Fire," where we see the gay people come out and dancing in a number. It should be noted that all the dancing numbers here were choreographed by Lauren Lopez, by the way. And so we open up
dancer.
with the song that introduces the show called "Fire," featuring all the cast as they dance around and show off the costumes and their in sync movements, as it were. Feelings on the song "Fire."
And the new people.
Yes, the new people. We see some of the new people, yes. Jamie Burns, of course, new to the production here, appearing as Chorn.
She did a fantastic job.
As well as Tiffany Williams, featured as Timlin. And, of course, one of the other new members, Lauren Walker, as Molog, the narrator. Who were wonderful. Also appearing in the production, by the way, Laura Lopez as Zazalil, the lead character. Meredith Stepien as Jamila, the primary side character. Denise Donovan as Kiri. Of course, as mentioned, Lauren Walker as Molog. Rachel Soglin as Emberly. Joey Richter as Grunt. Jamie Lynn Beatty as Schwoopsy. Joe Walker as Ducker. Tiffany Williams as Timlin. Brian Holden as Smelly Balls. Jamie Burns as Chorn. And Clark Baxtresser as himself.
Mm-hmm.
Smelly Balls was my favorite character.
Holden is good.
Yeah.
So we open up with Fire to meet the characters, and we meet our narrator, Molog, played by Lauren Walker.
And also, Clark played himself.
I just said that.
No, I didn't hear that part. Sorry.
This is what I work with, people. This is what I work with.
I will say another interesting thing that they did with this is Meredith did not dance. She played the bongo drums.
She did.
And very well, I might add.
Which is very cool.
It was cool.
Showcasing other talent.
Yes, this was the song Fire, which went into the song We Are People Now. They were kind of one right into the next.
Hmm.
And in the midst of that, we did have, of course, Molog introduce the premise of the story that, opening up with the scene showing the fire, as Molog explained that, might not seem like a big deal to you, privileged fucks, but back then nobody knew what the shit was. And so this is a story about how gay people discovered fire and how that was pretty much good for humanity, bad for everything else on Earth.
Right.
And so we opened up with Fire and we're both very well choreographed, did a great job of introduction. When I first saw these opening songs, I was a little... It's very different because usually Starkid songs are very metally oriented. They're very heavy on pushing that strong upbeat medley. But in this case, they went much more for this production, much more with a heavy rhythm. They went much more with the beat and a lot of the, that fire.
It was heavy percussion.
Yeah, exactly. It was very percussion heavy. And so that was very different. And that blindsided me at first a little bit. And it took me a while to get a few viewings of the show to get used to that.
Well, it makes sense considering Meredith's background. I mean, she does play the bongo drums.
Yes. But still.
Yeah.
Mark Swiderski is their drummer. But
yes, well, there you go.
Yeah,
It
Mark,
it was different, but it was good.
Yeah, good, and it worked. It took some getting used to, but it did work. And we established this small tribe of people, and we established that Jamila the Peacemaker is in charge after she settles the great debate between Smelly Balls and Chorn. By the way, spoilers. Probably should have said that earlier. There are spoilers, so if you haven't watched the show yet, go watch it first, then come back and listen to us. What the hell was that? Bug.
Oh no.
I will say Meredith does play the stuck-up bitch quite well.
She does indeed.
And this was Lauren's first performance with Starkid, correct?
Which Lauren?
Lauren Walker? Yeah.
What's her name? Molog.
Yes.
Lauren Walker. Yeah.
Correct. Molog, Chorn, and Tiffany Williams' character, Timlin, were this was their first production with Starkid.
And they all did great. Lauren Walker was hilarious.
She was. She made the show. That was great.
Yeah, she was my favorite character. She was the best part of the show for me. Well, I don't know about the best part, but she was my favorite character. The best part we'll get to, because the best part of the show for me blindsided the crap out of me. And I was like, wait, what?
Yep. It was good. It was good.
Also, speaking of Walkers, Joe Walker, again, hilarious.
He's always hilarious.
Awesome. Yes, he was.
I give him props for coming in and being able to rehearse and do this right after coming off of Spies Are Forever.
Him and Joey.
Him and Joey, but that's true.
And Lauren. They were all in Spies Are Forever.
That's true. That's true. A lot of chaos crossover here. Anyway, so we established the premise of the tribe. That's that Jamila the Peacemaker is in charge, and she settles the great debate. But Zazalil, played by Laura Lopez, doesn't agree with Jamila's leadership, feeling that Jamila is too restrictive on new ideas and is hindering their ability to grow and evolve. Specifically, Zazalil, who often hangs out with her good friend Kiri, played by Denise Donovan, who I'm sure helped Lauren with the choreography of the dance here because it's Denise freaking Donovan. Basically, they make the point that, we feel that we should be able to, come up with new inventions and things that help people or at least explore new ideas. Zazalo posits the idea that they could maybe kill small animals instead of gathering nuts and berries in order to have easier food and more plentiful food to eat, but Jamila shoots it down. This leads into, as this is happening after the initial shoot down, this leads into the song We Got Work to Do, performed by Zazalil and the ensemble, pulling Jamila in against her own will, as basically singing about we don't want to do the work today, singing that we don't want to do the work today, basically. Whereas Jamila tries to posit, no, we do have to do all this work because we have to keep our society running. We have to, collect food. We have to make sure that, everybody is safe. We have to make sure that the tribe is functioning.
Yeah.
And this ongoing debate persists throughout the production here and is the central focus.
I would like to say this marks the first time in the history of Starkid that Lauren Lopez effectively gets to play herself for once, instead of playing some over-the-top character where she has to effectively mask herself or do some crazy voice. She's basically playing herself in this, which is kind of cool. It's like she's playing, compared to her other roles, a normal person, and it's kind of cool to see.
That's true. That's very true, because you figure, if you look at her repertoire, you got to figure, let's see here, Draco, Taz and Buggett, Commissioner Gordon. She only had a background role in Twisted, so she really wasn't doing much there. And then The Sun in Oregon. So, yeah. Fair enough.
Pretty much.
So,
also, I do like the choreography for this, although it kind of makes me think, wait, is this the fan service for the male fans song? With the way the dance choreography is.
Maybe.
And the other thing that threw me off a little bit, just because of what her character was supposed to be, and was Rachel Soglin, because her character's supposed to be kind of like the quirky, kind of nerdy, like female version of you, basically, if you were a female gay person. And
I endorse that.
Yeah, she's supposed to be unlike you. She's supposed to be socially awkward and stuff, yet she's one of the better dancers there, and it's just like, she should not be able to pull off the sultry, like friggin' like pole dancing moves if she's supposed to be the bookworm. What the hell?
Well, that's what's funny about her. It's the juxtaposition of the, you know.
True. In all fairness, though, there's precedent. That's the same shit that Meredith pulled out as Hermione in senior year.
Yeah, but by senior year, number one, it starts out with, holy shit, Hermione, you're hot. So that preconceptions of Hermione went out the window in the first 10 minutes.
Valid point, but still, it's a quiet bookwormish character, so that was supposed to be out of character. That was the joke.
Yeah, but I also put to you, it's supposed to be senior year, which means she's not 11-year-old Hermione anymore. She's like 18. She's a different person at that point.
But it's still Hermione, the eternal bookworm.
Yeah.
I mean, let's look at actual Hermione. She played Hermione, grew up, and then what did she do? Went and played Belle, another freaking bookworm. Boom.
Yeah, well.
All right, then.
But we knew that was the case when, I can't remember which director it was, asked the three main stars to write basically an essay on who they thought their character were and where they thought it was going. And, like, Rupert didn't even fucking do it.
That's
fucking
right.
Daniel came in with, like 3 or 4 pages. Fucking Emma walks in with a goddamn dissertation on Hermione Granger.
She went to Brown University, so...
yeah.
Afterwards, yeah. But I just thought that was hilarious. Yeah, Dan Radcliffe told that story, and I was like, wow. He was like, you want to talk spot on casting? Here, let me tell you this story. He's like, yeah, that's pretty spot on.
Pretty much. Anyway, back to Starkid.
Yeah.
You want to talk spot on casting? That's reversing the Starkid version, because Darren was one who wouldn't have fucking done it.
True.
Anyway. So after we got work to do as Zazzle attempts to engage the tribe in taking her side, Jamila shuts the whole thing down and kind of tells Zazzle and Kiri to get back to work collecting nuts, acorns specifically.
Mm-hmm.
And again, great opening songs, really establish the motivations for everything. And the work to do really gets stuck in your head too. I don't want to do the work today. I don't want to do the work today. It gets in your head. It's great.
And one thing I do want to mention, since they did show it at the beginning with the song Fire, I like their fire effect with their torch.
Yeah, it's really cool.
They did a really good job with it. And, they had the budget for it, obviously, because that was one of the stretch goals, was if we get X amount of money, then we'll make the fire look good as opposed to a piece of paper on a stick. Yeah.
It did look good.
It looked very good.
You'll have to show it again because the screen's on you. Show it again. There you go.
I also like that the song focused on humankind is always trying to automate things and trying to not do a lot of work, and that holds a lot of weight in today's world when we're replacing people with robots in fast food stores and at the grocery store. How far is it going to go?
Absolutely, it's a
And-
social commentary on human nature. It's very well written in that respect.
And powerful Watson computers to get people laid off from IBM. No, nobody's gonna laugh at that joke. Okay, fine.
Powerful stuff.
You didn't even hear the joke.
I didn't hear him. Melissa was talking to me.
But yeah, I'm.
I
also,
was saying, hold up the disc one more time. That way.
Yep, holding it up.
fire.
Fire. That fire. That fire.
I also have to say, I'm glad they made their stretch goal to make the better looking fire, because if they hadn't, it wouldn't have looked right with how elaborate the costumes and the sets were for this.
Yeah. Well, the costumes and sets were only that elaborate because they had the budget. So same thing.
Yeah, but they hit that budget first. The fire was one of the further budget goals.
I don't think so.
Because I thought the fire came after the.
No, because the fire, what they said initially right off the bat was, we're setting our budget initially at this amount because we want the fire to be better and not paper, flash paper. So the stretch budgets were to have the puppets, better costumes, and better sets.
Fair enough, yeah. I'm glad they made all their stretch goals, because that made just for a better production. Like, from
Very
a
much so.
production standpoint, I would go so far as to say Firebringer has the highest production value of anything they've ever done.
Oh, definitely. They always get more production value as they go along, without a doubt.
It was impressive.
Although I don't think it quite met the production value of Spies Are Forever, but we'll talk about that next time.
Yes and no, but we will talk about that next time.
Anyway, so Zazalil and Kiri go off, and Zazalil sings a song about what if I did something amazing that Jamila simply couldn't deny anymore and had to accept that some of my ideas are good. Maybe I could revolutionize the way our village is run. Maybe I could do something, maybe I could get past her blockage of all these new ideas. Which was in the song What If, which is a great solo song for Lauren Lopez to really let her get Zazalil's state of mind out there.
Indeed.
And of course, Denise Donovan does a great job playing Kiri, although as good as she is as it, I do need to ask a question here.
Yeah.
Because I wonder if it's of her own accord or not, because perhaps she requested, I don't know, but does Denise Donovan always have to play a moron in every one of these? Every one of these, literally. This thing. Literally. The only one that she wasn't, I'll give you, she wasn't technically an Annie because she was playing the apprentice there, but still. Yeah, between this, the role in Starship, she usually ends up playing a moron.
Maybe she was inspired by Betty White from Golden Girls.
Even the orphanage keeper from senior year was kind of a moron.
She was playing her more like how the character was actually written by J.K. Rowling, who was just somebody who was afraid of Tom Riddle and just wanted to get rid of him.
Yeah, but the way she was playing it, though. We have 7 different varieties of orphan and one precious little antichrist. It's like, come on, no.
That was funny.
It was funny, but it played the character like a moron. Especially with the whole donor was like, I come from a very magical, a very special school. Like, how do you not pick that up?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. She has a habit of play. She does it very well because it's comedy oriented and she's an amazing comedian. So maybe that's why. I just always feel bad that she always ends up playing the moron character for some reason.
Well, it's hard to play a moron.
Well,
it's very smart to do that.
If it makes you feel any better, Jim Carrey made a career on doing that.
That's true.
You're not wrong. Literally his career.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. But
also, go ahead.
His morons had depth.
In depth.
True.
Cable guy.
Well, he wasn't a moron. He was just fucking creepy. That was just straight up creep factor, dude. That was get the fuck out of my house right now. But no, that song also is the first time you realize that they built the sets in such a way that the actors could climb on the back of them, which I thought was clever.
Yep, which is very neat. So they could climb up the trees and things. That was fun.
And that's unique.
Yeah.
I really love what they did with just the production. It's just astounding. The sets and everything, where everything is so interactive.
It is. It's really great. I'll wait till we get to this later. We'll talk some more about this later. So, after What If establishing Zazzle's motivation, she goes on a journey to figure out what to do. And she figures out rather quickly that, number one, Kiri is a moron. And doesn't actually know what an acorn is, despite being the senior acorn collector. But she does have sharp rocks, and Zazzle realizes she can use a sharp rock to hurt things, namely Kiri. And that this could be used to formulate her earlier plan about using something to kill squirrels and eat them instead of eating the nuts. And so she goes off on a journey to figure out how she can use this to her advantage. And we go into a song called, for a scene transition, which is called Welcome to the Stone Age. Which showed all kinds of, again, another choreographed dance, group dance number with the ensemble, where we kind of, again, more an interesting percussion-laden number. Where we see Zazzle working on, her idea, and we see the rest of the tribe kind of transitioning over to the next scene.
Mm-hmm. Now, most of the songs in this are percussion, and it makes sense if you consider, it's cave people, which percussion music fits perfectly for something like this.
It does.
It's very easy to make those instruments and not like a baritone horn or something.
Yep. So, next we see Emberly go off. We see Emberly going off on her own. Well, not on her own, but she is initially with Tiblin and searching for Emberly's job when the tribe is to try different things to find out if they're good to eat or not. And so she.
I just want to say, nature calls. I'll be right back.
Okay. So Emberly is talking to Tiblin about how she it's her job to try these different things. Basically talking about their different jobs. And Emberly takes Tiblin. Oh, there's a rock over there with some moss on it. We might be able to eat that. We'll go try that out. But as she goes to try some of the moss, and Tiblin warns her to be careful because you don't know what's out here. She ends up backing up to the rock and touching hands with Grunt, played by Joey Richter, who is also going for some moss on the rock and is an outsider from their tribe. And they initially freak out upon meeting each other and run around very scared until they realize maybe the other is not that scary. And they kind of go, and ironically, this happens right as Tiblin is making a point about being in love with Chord and not knowing how to express that or what to do about it. And Emberly getting pissed off, saying that love is stupid. It's not just going to randomly happen. And then she bumps into Grunt.
Yeah.
And they go into a song called Just a Taste, as Emberly explains to Grunt her job in the tribe of trying the different foods and how she made a sandwich out of leaves and berries and all these different things that she's come up with. Kind of explaining her role in the tribe, and they have this little connection romantic number called Just a Taste, which is also the number that plays over the end credits.
Indeed, another good song. These songs they're so well written, and they highlight the performers very, very well.
Yeah, well, that's the idea.
Yeah.
Very stellar.
Very stellar.
And I also like that in this production, they actually like mixed up, if you will, like couples. They like shook things up a little bit, and they put people together that aren't historically together in Starkid productions, and I thought that was kind of cool. Like Rachel and Joey, I mean, that's never happened before, and they've been in several productions together, so.
It has, but actually, no, they've been in one. Oregon.
How's the food there? Is it good?
No, they've only been in Oregon together, because if you remember, Rachel's first production was Twisted, which Joey was not a part of.
No, I didn't remember Joey not being a part of it. Fair enough. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Yeah, Joey wasn't in Twisted, so the first time they worked together was in Oregon, where Joey was playing the villain and everybody else. So, didn't totally work. And Rachel was playing the character married to Geoff Blim, so,
Wasn't she in senior year as well?
No.
No. Thought she showed up for that one. Fair enough.
Rachel saw Twisted was after senior year.
Oh. Fair
Remember,
enough.
Jeff Blim was there earlier because he was Sweet Tooth in a Batman, which is why he managed to get in his Aragog in senior year. But he was the newest Starkid at that point in time.
Fair enough.
So Rachel did not make any of the Potter musicals, unfortunately.
Fair enough. There's also something else I love that they did in this production, but it doesn't happen until later, so we'll discuss when we get there. But it's like, it's kind of ballsy.
Mm-hmm. I know what you're referring to, and yes, I agree. We will get there.
I don't know what we're referring to, but I'm excited.
Also, I go ahead.
I'll say you'll see when we get there, Cam.
I also love Joe Walker's recurring thing of of the fact that he's the fucking, was it Duck Priest or whatever?
His name is Ducker.
Yeah. He's basically like the priest of the whole.
Duck is Lord, Lord, Lord. Duck is Lord.
Yeah,
storyline.
we'll get into that, but I love his storyline where he's just like,
Lord, Duck is Lord.
Like, he can't accept the fact that it's all a lie, and he needs something to basically praise and worship. Otherwise, he has no purpose.
Well, it's not that. You misinterpret. So we do establish early on that Joe Walker does play Ducker, who is the tribe worships a duck, and Joe is the high priest of the duck. And early in the production, after the initial songs, Jamila sits down with Molag, who explains that the whole thing about the duck is a lie. That she needed to keep everybody in line because she wasn't as good as negotiating and being a people person as Jamila is. So Molag ruled through fear and superstition, which Jamila doesn't need to do now that she's taking over. And so she tells Jamila, you don't have to have these lies anymore. The duck isn't really a god. Tiblin's not really holding the sky up. You don't have to work. You don't need to have these lies anymore. You can tell them the truth because you don't need those lies to rule the way I did. And so all that ends up coming out, and they have to deal. First of all, Tiblin doesn't believe the sky thing, but then it turns out to be true. And then the duck thing is they revealed the duck is not a god. It's just a duck that they kept, and they have to give a new one every so often because they kept running away or dying. And so Ducker, really, it's not about the fact that he doesn't worship the duck. It's about he misses the luxury and importance he had that came with being the high priest of the duck.
Yeah, the lifestyle. Yeah.
Yeah, he got the lifestyle. He got to have a nice dress outfit. He got to have a fancy hat, and he got to sleep in the one dry part of the cave.
Traditionally, society's clergy were one of the highest tiers to be in. So
precisely,
true.
That is very true.
And it's actually revealed during the Duck is Lord song.
Yep.
That's also when she tells. That's also when she tells Tiblin that you don't have to hold up the earth. You're not holding it, or the sky. You're not holding anything up at all.
Yeah. Sit down, Melissa. Join us for a while.
Okay, I will do that.
Anyway, we just finished. We were just talking about the storyline with the duck.
Yep.
Duck is Lord.
We also did. If you want to give an opinion, we did talk about the song "Just a Taste" with Joey and Rachel's characters, Emberly and Grunt, meeting over the moss on the rock, and her explaining her role as the food collector, and them kind of having this romantic connection that they didn't expect. Just a taste of something good.
Yeah, we also talked about the song "The Duck is Lord."
To know that I should.
Don't you just love those kind of songs?
Oh yeah, they're great.
Mm.
That was the first song in the production, aside from Lord Solo, that really hit it on the medley. So that kind of more classic Starkid in there.
Yeah, the love songs are usually my favorite songs of anything that Starkid writes.
They are usually good.
Duck
is Lord, Lord, Lord. Duck is Lord.
That's a great song. That's a hilarious song.
Anyway.
I love the gratuitous swearing in these Starkids shows.
Well, that's part of the joke. That's always been a thing.
It's what they do.
It is.
I love that the Duck is Lord falls into the pig farts category of Starkid music.
Yeah.
I still want them to write a full pig fart song, goddammit.
Now that ruins the point. Because if you even remember, and senior year, there's the joke where Draco tries to befriend them, reminds him of all things that happened in all the years that we missed. And he mentions year 3 where they all went to pig farts, and Harry says, fuck that year.
Yeah.
Actually going there ruins the joke of it not potentially not being real, even though it is because Rumble Roar, but that's not the point.
Yeah.
We have to catch up with those.
Yeah, you got to watch the rest of the musicals. We'll get there.
Anyway,
Firebringer.
Yeah, so Ducker goes and is no longer Ducker because the duck is just a duck.
They still call him Ducker, but that's his name.
That's his
But-
name, but it's no longer a title. It means nothing. It's just his name now.
Yeah, he's not the Duck Priest anymore. Anyway, so after Just a Taste, when Grunt showed up, Timberland ran off to go warn the rest of the tribe that there was a stranger, believing Emberly to be in trouble, and Jamila and the rest run up and manage to chase him away, which Emberly gets pissed off at. Like, no, he was sweet. I liked him. But anyway, night falls, and they realize they have to get back to their cave because there is one thing scarier than an outsider, and that's Snarl, who, as Molag explains, initially joking that it's a big fucking dinosaur. Nah, I'm just kidding with you. But the Snarl is actually a large saber-toothed tiger. And the gang retreats to their cave and sings a song called The Night Belongs to Snarl with some amazing inset shadow puppet effects.
That was a highlight.
That was what we were earlier referring to, or at least I was. Geoff, was that what you were earlier referring to?
No, but
Not on the same page. Fair enough.
It was amazing.
but the intervening time, but before they get to the Night of Snarl, what's her face? Fucking the Firebringer comes back with a spear that she crafted out of said sharp rock.
Yep.
And smacks Jamila in the leg with it.
Yep.
But yeah, the shadow puppets were damn impressive. That was another unique, great thing they
I
added.
really love that. I think that's my favorite segment of the production. I love that shadow puppet deal because just the uniqueness of acting out certain scenes to show how dangerous Snarl is and using his puppets to make it look at these big ferocious monsters that they're afraid of. And it just works so well.
It does, yeah. They did great with it.
And it's a great song, varying singers coming in and out doing different parts, with Brian Holden starting it and then ending it.
Yeah. Brian Holden with yet another ridiculous wig.
Yeah. It is ridiculous.
It is.
It is. Here's a funny thing that you might not know about is there's actually a special bonus video that they put together, him and Jamie Burns, where they sat down and this was actually given out. It's not part of the DVD, but it was given out as a special thing when they were raising money for that charity they were raising money for a little while back.
Mm-hmm.
They threw that in as one of the bonus things where they didn't end up putting it on the DVD, but Brian and Jamie Burns sat down, and Brian had his ridiculous wig on, and Jamie Burns had the unibrow. And they sat down as if those were actually part of their people and introduced themselves in interviews as two new members of Starkid who were playing Smelly Balls and Chorn.
Huh.
It was apparently hilarious.
Well, 1 out of 2 is, I guess, accurate enough.
Yeah, but it was just a funny joke. Anyway,
Speaking of which, they still owe us shit for money we gave them.
yeah, well, that's forthcoming.
What was that?
They said it was gonna take some time.
Fair enough.
And honest, we got most of it. We got the early script scene, we got the song, we got the recording of the Very Potter Christmas. We're only missing the Starship Requiem,
Fair enough.
which is going to take them time to record. Because you think about it, they kind of need Dylan for that shit.
True.
Because it's kind of focused on him and Meredith.
This is true.
Anyway, I'm going to get back on topic here.
Mm-hmm.
Firebringer.
Yeah.
So after the night belongs to Snarl, when the group laments that they have to retreat into their cave at night or they're going to get eaten by this big tiger, we see everybody hanging out in the cave. The inventor of comedy, Schwoopsy, performs the joke.
And this brings me to something I've been wanting to mention. I've been waiting for her to be mentioned. My least favorite character of the entire production.
Schwoopsy.
Yeah, I don't like that character. And I think it's because I know Jamie Lynn is hilariously funny. She's one of the best comedians on that cast, or just in Starkid in general. She's generally, her characters are really, really hilarious. And I think maybe for me it was because this character was designed to be a joke teller and to be funny, and that kind of ruined it for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because her other characters, they're not necessarily written to be funny, they just are funny.
Right.
Whereas this character is written to be funny, and I don't think Jamie Lynn does well intentionally being funny.
I interpreted it differently. I thought she was written to not be funny, and to actually stumble a lot at trying to come up with anything funny. She's like an anti-joke.
She is,
So
but
that's why I thought it was hilarious, because she just failed so miserably at telling jokes that it was amusing. I mean, I'm a fan of the movie The Room, so I like
right,
bad humor.
which is fair enough. And bad humor works fine. It might be because you haven't seen the other productions, so you're not as familiar with her acting and her work as I am. Where when I see her perform, I expect a certain thing. I kind of expect whenever she's on the stage that I'm going to laugh, even if I don't want to laugh, even if the character's not supposed to be funny, because she inherently makes it funny.
I see.
You know what you guys should do? Once we're caught up, maybe do like a look back at previous Starkid reviews and see how we feel then as we do now.
A retrospective.
A retrospective of
We
something.
could do that. Considering all the other reviews are on the other channel, that might not be a terrible idea.
I have another idea.
Yeah.
Dance party.
That too. But no. What if we could do that, but we could also do an individual retrospective, like pick a Starkid and follow their journey through different productions and how they've done in different productions in different roles.
We could do that too. And also, I think Cam might have hit on something, because you mentioned that the character of Shroopsy was designed to not be funny. She thinks she's funny, but she's struggling because she's not actually funny. That might be why I didn't like Jamie Lynn in the role, because they designed a character for her that's not supposed to be funny, and Jamie Lynn is inherently funny. So her nature was at odds with the character.
They should have just cast me in it.
There you go.
Perfect.
And, maybe that's just a testament to how great an actress she is, the fact that she pulled off not being funny.
Yep.
But at the same time,
she had some funny scenes, though.
She did, but just the character itself, I was just like, I don't like this character.
It may be how it came across, because if you watch the bonus featurette on this, you'll find that there's actually scenes in the rehearsal. And there's a specific scene in there where they're all sitting around on the stage in their plain clothes, and Jamie Lynn is up and she's telling the joke as Shwoopsy as part of the rehearsal. And legitimately, because there's people that are not just the cast, but other people sitting in the theater, all the crew members that are watching, and she tells the joke, and not as part of the sketch, but legitimately everybody busts out laughing when she hits the Shwoopsy part. So clearly it was funny as hell to them.
Which is really all that matters, and that's fair enough.
Whoopsie!
Whoopsie. Good job. So anyway, in the cave after the Snarl situation, everybody is kind of sad and depressed because it's a shitty rainy night out. Snarl's out there. We're stuck in this crappy wet cave. Ducker is like in the corner rocking back and forth about his duck god not being real. And Zazzle has a conversation again with Kiri about, this is fucking bullshit. At this point, by the way, Zazzle brought back a spear she made out of that pointed rock and was going to demonstrate how it was used by killing Kiri, but Jamila stopped her several times and banned the spear. And that pissed Zazzle off. So Zazzle decides that, I'm going to demonstrate that, my spear is useful. I'm going to demonstrate that, I'm tired of being trapped in this crappy wet cave. I'm going to take my spear and I'm going to prove that it's useful. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to find and kill a mammoth to prove that it's useful. After they had attempted this earlier with a mammoth they had found earlier, but got chased up a tree and got stuck there until the night fell. After the Just a Taste segment.
Mm-hmm.
So Zazzle runs off, and Kiri ends up reporting this to Jamila when they realize she's gone after the show is over. And they all, they debate who's going to go after and who's going to stay. And finally, Jamila says, "The hell with it, we're all leaving to go find him." And so they go off to find Zazzle, who is by herself, during a song called "Into the Night" about how dangerous things are and what could possibly happen. As Zazzle finds a cave where she believes there might be a mammoth inside, but as Moloch comes out and narrates, and Fourth Wall interacts with Zazzle, it's not that, it's actually a Snarl is actually in the cave. And as Zazzle, prays to the duck god to make her spear fly straight and true, Muller points out that Zaz wasn't there when the whole thing about the duck came out, which makes what happens next even crazier. As lightning strikes the spear and ignites it into fire. And when the group finds Azalil as Snarl attacks, but she's able to, with Molog's prompting, use the fire to chase him off as he's afraid of it. This results in the tribe realizing that, hey, Azalil did have good ideas. She's the Firebringer now. Well, we should follow her. And Jamila tries to ban it. They all tell her to screw off because they like fire. And so Jamila gets effectively banished from the tribe, and Azalil takes over as the leader as they sing that the night belongs to us. A reprise of Night Belongs to Snarl, revealing that now that they have fire, they don't have to be afraid of Snarl at night anymore, so now they're the ones in control. Another great song.
Good stuff.
Indeed.
Do you have any feelings on the Act 1 finale?
It's an appropriate song for the finale, and it's just great storytelling.
Very.
And again, that fire effect.
It's a great fire effect.
It's an awesome fire effect.
Shiny.
I know. I mean, just look at it.
I can feel the heat coming off your DVD there.
I know.
We are definitely feeling the glow.
Fuck you.
I had to.
Fuck you. No. No. No.
I had to.
No.
Say, she's on your roster.
We don't justify her in the videos that she's relevant to, let alone other videos. No.
But she's the champ.
I don't care. She's got 5 people in a number 1 contenders match next week vying for the belt. She's not going to hold it much longer.
We'll see about that.
Anyway, fire right there. Ow.
You know,
Did that nick you?
it's a great effect.
That was very convincing.
Don't touch it. It's hot.
You're a consummate actor there.
I try. See, I'd do good in your improv class if I ever wasn't on the desk when it was happening.
The next one's on a Wednesday.
Why?
She's been scheduling random days for it because of summer reading.
Oh.
Library politics.
But when's this when all the other programs happening? That still makes less sense. Anyway, off topic. Back on topic. Firebringer. So, we open up Act 2 with the song Climate Change, appropriately enough. As Zazalil is now leading the tribe, and they've used their newfound knowledge of things to build some huts that they can live in instead of that smelly wet cave.
Yeah, apparently Zazalil led the tribe into the future because she's walking past a stairs sign.
I didn't see a stair sign.
Yeah, because Lauren starts up in the balcony.
Oh, right.
And because she entered through the exterior door where she literally walked past the stair sign, and because they turned all the lights off because she had the torch, the glow illuminated her, and she literally was standing right in front of the sign that said stairs to go down the back stairs. So I thought that was kind of funny. Yeah, exactly.
Indeed. So.
And you could tell Lauren did a lot of the choreography for this because don't kill yourself, because a lot of the choreography has like that attitude that Lauren has that not like a lot of the previous choreography didn't have, so you can tell she's the one that choreographed a lot of this.
It's very forceful. Yeah.
Very.
Yeah. And like you said, Denise Donovan probably had input in it too, but I think this had more Lauren than Denise in it, because even Denise doesn't have that almost like pole dancer type attitude to the dancing.
Yeah.
Whereas Lauren does.
I like that breaking the fourth wall joke she did about the choreography at one point.
Breaking the fourth wall joke?
Which joke was that?
I don't remember it exactly, but she's talking about one of the steps, and everybody laughed. I don't remember exactly. I thought it was a Firebringer.
Oh, earlier in the production when they first started the "I Don't Want to Do the Work Today" song, and they all started doing it, Jamel was like, "Wait, how do you all know the moves of this dance? Did you choreograph this?"
Oh yeah. Also, it makes me laugh so hard. I love that Joe Walker just tries to act like he's cool when he's dancing, and he's totally not cool. Because he's not a dancer. So, unlike Holden, who, he's the dorky white guy too, but he actually is a dancer, and he's a very good dancer, so he can do that attitude type dancing. Walker just can't do it. He just can't. He is not a cool guy. He looks cool, and he has a cool personality, but he doesn't have that swagger. Swagger.
Not as that character, but Walker is very cool and a very good dancer.
Okay, because in that particular dance number, it just seemed like he was the one that just couldn't do the swagger, and I was just like, I thought that was kind of funny.
Counterpoint. To dance again. I've been waiting all these years to dance again.
Yeah, but that was a little awkward too. You have to admit, when he dances, even though it looked good, it's awkward. The only time, and this may sound kind of funny to those who know Starkid, the only time I ever felt that he was natural when he was dancing was when he was doing the Umbrage number.
That was good too.
In the sequel, which is one of my favorite songs, specifically for the dance routine, because that was a great dance routine.
It was. Anyway,
yeah.
So we open up with a climate change. We see that Zazzle has revolutionized the tribe. They've built huts now instead of living in that cave. They're using fire to warm themselves and to generally make their lives better, and also using it to kill large animals like mammoths so they can eat fresh meat and not have to deal with a shortage of food. And we established that this is kind of a good thing.
Except that everyone has their own torch, and instead of doing work, they just sit and stare at fire all day.
Yeah.
Like phone. Yeah.
And then, of course, Ducker over there gets the bright idea of, hey, I'm not worshiping a duck anymore. I know, I'll worship fire.
We'll get there.
Fair enough.
So the next song up is Jamila's Lament. As we cut we cut over to Jamila, who is alone and trying to figure out what she's going to do, lamenting, basically lamenting the fact that she's been kicked out of her tribe and has no home now. She runs into the duck and offers to worship it again, but it flies away.
Aww.
But she is found by shirtless Clark Baxter, sir.
Playing Clark Baxter.
Ow, ow, ow.
Who takes Jamila back to his tribe to be one of his many wives. Meanwhile, Amberly is out collecting food and runs into Grunt again. And this time Grunt says, you showed me your special skill on collecting and cataloging food. Well, I'm going to show you mine now. And basically, I take this tablet here and I make these, I call it a payante.
Mm-hmm. Also, I have to point out, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but Clark totally showed up. The entire male contingent of Starkid in that one scene.
Yeah.
Because he literally walks out with no shirt, and you're like, holy fuck, he's got the best male body in the entirety of Starkid. Whoa.
Maybe in the universe.
I was not expecting that. He just walked out, he's like jacked. I'm like, holy shit.
He's jacked, but he's not Joe Walker jacked.
His muscle's bigger than my head.
Even Joe Walker, I think he's in better shape than Joe Walker, because I think Joe Walker, because I think he's older, he's getting a little bit older now, he's not as jacked as he was, like, back in the Potter days.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Joe Walker kind of has a small gut now. Baxter, sir, fucking washboard abs. You're just like, Jesus Christ, dude, you should be in GQ.
Anyway.
I thought that was kind of funny. I was just like, wow, he just completely showed up everybody. Just, hi, I'm Clark, and all the fangirls squeed at them. They're like, oh my god.
I think it would be in Geek Q, maybe.
So as Jamila is lamenting and is taken by Clark, in the previous scene, we also saw Kiri point out to Zazzle that there's been some problems going on because we see that while Zazzle has revolutionized society, she's not managing it very well. Right. Kiri points out that unfortunately she went to go find more mammoths to kill for food, and she can't find any more. They might be gone. And basically all the extra meat that they're not eating because they're just leaving the carcasses lying around, the extra meat is basically ending up contaminating their watering hole, poisoning the water, making people sick, so they're just puking into the water, so now the water's filled with mammoth blood and puke. And
Okay.
Zazzel's like, well, I didn't tell anybody they had to drink water. And so things are not going totally well for Zazzel as it stands now. So as Jamil is taken in by the other tribe and Grunt and Emberly run into each other again, they sing another cute little romantic song that is entitled Paint Me, where Grunt agrees to paint a portrait of Emberly using the tablets that he has and his paint made out of mud, poison berries, and poop.
Magic.
And so he has her pose in various poses that they sing a song while he paints her a picture after teaching her how to paint as well.
I can't imagine the smell after like a day.
Who knows?
It can't be any worse than them living in a dank cave.
Yeah, it'd probably be overwhelmed by the smell of the cave and body odor and all that stuff. So
His balls do smell.
Yeah, I do have to say, I think I like Rachel Socklin in this production better than Twisted.
That's fair.
I think her acting is a little bit better, and her singing, the songs that she sings, I think are better than what she sang in Twisted. For me,
what about Oregon?
She was excellent in Oregon. Like her solo song, holy shit.
We gotta remember, in Twisted, she was intentionally singing, trying to sound like a Disney princess.
True.
You have to remember this. That hindered her singing.
Yeah, but she didn't have to be that shrill. I mean, literally the Disney princess she's trying to impersonate is Leia Salonga.
Yeah.
I met her, by the way.
Leia Salonga's not shrill at all.
Yeah, they met her.
But Darren knows her, so.
Actually, wait, did you meet Leia Salonga?
Yes.
Yes.
When was that?
October 2015 when she was in Allegiance.
Nah, that's right. You guys went to Allegiance.
Yeah.
I hear she's a very nice person.
She's
Yeah.
a sweetheart.
She was kind of like doing a I'm not worthy thing because I said you were amazing. I was the first person she saw. She kind of like squatted down on the ground and went back up. It's like, oh, thank you so much.
Mhm.
I was like,
Speaking of Jasmine, they also met her speaking voice actress Linda Larkin at last year's Kineticon. They got a signed poster from her.
Nice.
you said you know someone who knows her?
Well, I was just saying Darren Chris knows her.
Oh, Darren. Oh, yeah.
They're like best friends.
Well, yeah, Leia Salonga appeared at his Elsie Fest last year.
Yep.
That's awesome. I wish I was friends with her.
He swindled her or kind of pulled her into an ad hoc performance at some fucking dive bar once. They were out having drinks. He got her like half sloshed and was like, okay, now you're singing A Whole New World. She's like, what?
Did she do it?
Yeah, well, he got up on the piano, started playing it. She kind of didn't have a choice because everyone in the bar was looking at her and she was like, fuck.
There video footage of this?
Yes, there is.
I have to find it now.
She sounds great too.
Yeah.
Even when she's half sloshed.
Jeff, give him a link when we're done.
She needs to make an album drunk.
There you go.
Probably
Anyway.
better than anyone sober. So
Anyway, so anyway, Grunt and Emberly have their situation, and they kind of had a little romantic moment again. Meanwhile, Dunker tries to as you mentioned, tries to reestablish his place in the tribe by declaring that he will be the Vicar of Fire, pointing out that, as noted in the first half, he was the first one to say he would renounce the Doc.
Mm-hmm.
And so he declares that he's going to require certain luxury to better interpret the Fire's will. And so he has his fancy cloak on, and he demands that he will need a hat. And so he puts the hat on and then instructs them to set the hat on fire, saying that because he believes in the fire and is loyal to it, it will not burn him.
And they're like, you're stupid. He's like, I don't care. Do it anyway. It's like, okay, we still think you're stupid.
So they set his hat on fire, and of course it lights him on fire. And of course he runs around in a panic and sets the whole village on fire, burning the whole thing down.
Indeed. Also, am I the only one who feels that he kind of channeled a little bit of Ahmed in this character?
Yeah, a little bit.
Tiger fucker, tiger fucker, tiger fucker.
The song is called Ouch My Butt, for God's sake.
Well, that's an Ahmed song if I ever heard one.
Anyway, everybody goes back to Zazzalo and blames her for the village burning down. Kiri saying that Jamila was right about the fire being dangerous and they should have listened to her, and that Zazzalo's a bad leader. But and then Snarl shows up and attacks them, but they ask Zazzalo for more fire to fight her off, but she doesn't know where it came from in the first place, and can't help them. As Snarl grabs a hold of Grunt and drags him away. Emberly comes up with that idea to actually help, begging them to help Grunt because she cares about him, and creating a painting of fire that she believes she could use in order to trick Snarl long enough to get Grunt back. They head out to his cave to go stop him, but Zazzalo begs them not to go, saying it's dangerous and they're going to get hurt. But the tribe follows Emberly because they don't trust Zazzalo anymore. So Zazzalo then laments her mistakes in a song called Backfire, which is a great song of her realizing how she screwed up. And she's then visited by Clark Baxter as well, who, upon hearing her name, brings her back to the tribe and to Jamila. And Jamila, who is one of the many wives leading the tribe now, along with another one played by Jamie Lynn and several children played by a couple of the others. And they basically, Jamila and Zazzalil reconcile their differences. Zazzalil begging Jamila to come back and lead the tribe, which she inevitably agrees to do, as they come to the realization that they need a balance of both Zazzalil's new ideas, because, Jamila points out, once something's invented, you can't uninvent it. Banning things doesn't do anybody any good. I need to be willing to entertain your ideas, but at the same time, you need to be willing to entertain the fact that, I know that some things might be dangerous, and maybe some of the time I am right. We need a balance of both my logic and temperament and your out there willingness to try new things and come up with ideas. And Zazzalo, Zazzalo promises to marry Jamila if she returns, offering so that she would still have a wife. But they eventually, they recompense. And they say goodbye to Jamila's family at the new tribe, Neanderthals, whom Jamila says she hopes they won't wipe out in the future.
And this leads me to the thing that I was alluded to earlier about. I love that they did it, and it took some balls to do it.
Oh,
yeah.
I had a feeling that's what you're gonna say. That was the big,
I don't know.
I mean, in the grand scheme of society right now, it's not that huge a thing, even though it's still taboo in a lot of circles. But for Starkid to decide to do this, I felt was a big step in the right direction for Starkid, and I thought it took a lot of balls. And that is the whole lesbian relationship thing, which I felt they did well. I thought they did very, very well, and I applaud them for that.
It was so normal for me that I had forgotten that was...
Yeah, same here.
So I guess
I agree.
That way.
Yeah.
What do you mean by so normal?
It's just a thing that happens now.
Yeah, to us it was just one of the wrong things to do, which you did, no offense there, but yes, it was cool that they did it. But going anyway to acknowledge that it's a big thing that they did it only drives home the point that it's out of the ordinary that they did it, and it shouldn't be out of the ordinary that they did it. It shouldn't be a big deal to have a lesbian couple in a musical.
It shouldn't be, but it is at this point in time. It's getting there.
But as much as you keep pointing that out like that, it's going to get people will continue to address it that way. Anyway, so Jamila agrees to hold Zazzalo to the promise, and they sing a song called "Together" about how much more they're going to accomplish and save their tribe by working together. Because we'll do it together. We're gonna do it together. We're gonna do it together. That's a great song.
It is.
And they agree to and. Zazzle was like, let me guess, you burned the whole village down and everybody went off to do something stupid. Yeah, okay. So they run off. So Jamila says, one of your ideas will help here. We need more of those spheres you invented. So they run off to go get some spheres while we cut to the cave. As Emberly and the rest of the tribe have found Grunt, who has had his feet and arm bitten off by Snarl, who has fallen asleep. Amazing puppetry with Snarl, by the way. Great puppet. 2 giant paws and a head. Great puppet.
I love puppet.
I also love the fact that Joey Richter is just holding a bone under his armpit.
Yeah. No, I lost my arm.
I have to say, I'll mention this here. I love that relationship, the Grunt Emberly relationship. It's one of
it's
the
great.
best relationships that I think Starkid has written.
Oh, I can agree.
It was amazing. Absolutely.
Well done.
Sublime.
Very well done. So as the team attempts, so the team is getting ready to, and they manage to get Grunt out of Snarl's clutches without him waking up, and they even start petting Snarl. Oh, beautiful kitty. And everything kind of goes really great until Jamila and Zazzle run and yelling, "We're going to save you!" with spears and wake Snarl up.
Of course.
So Emberly uses the picture of fire to try to get him to back down, but unfortunately he smells it and smells the poop and realizes it's a fake. So Jamila and Zaz start swinging their spear. They run their spears at it at Snarl to try to stop him, but as they miss, their spears collide, creating a spark. Zazzle puts two and two together and asks Jamila to trust her and give her the head of her spear, and manages to strike the rocks together to create fire. Now understanding where it comes from. They use the fire to fight off Snarl in hilarious fashion, and he runs away.
Indeed.
They exit the cave, and as they all celebrate that they managed to save everybody and get Grunt back, Chorn disappears and comes back, revealing that she is actually an alien, and that the original fire, the lightning bolt that gave fire to Zazzle, came from her ship, because she picked their tribe believing they had the ability to be more, but she had to see proof that they would have the responsibility to deal with great new inventions like fire. And so she used their ship to give them fire as a test to see how they would deal with it, and they passed.
That was my favorite payoff of the whole musical.
Yeah.
Love
Yep.
that.
I will say, did not like the costume. I thought the costume was kind of lame. However, my favorite song of the entire musical, because holy shit, Jamie Burns.
Actually, there is a joke. The Chorn costume is actually a parody of a costume from a movie.
Okay,
It's from something. That's why it looks that way.
fair enough.
I think.
But yeah, holy shit, that woman has a voice.
Oh yeah, Jamie Burns. Because in the behind the scenes, they show off some alternate ideas they had for the Chorn costume, but they ended up going with the one that they had there because somebody was inspired by a movie, if I recall correctly.
Fair enough.
So, Chorn explains all this and proceeds to tap each of them on the forehead to give them the gift of the knowledge from her ship of how the world works, so that they can be more successful as a tribe and as people and evolve to populate the world.
Mm-hmm.
Molog
Probably also has one of the best reveals the Starkid has ever done, especially considering new actress with the company, where because the whole musical she's like Chorn, and so you've never heard her sing, and she just walks out, "I am Chorn." You're just like, whoa, what the hell?
Yeah.
She sings a
pretty
background.
much.
She sings a background in a couple of the earlier songs.
She does, but not like that.
No. So she sings her Chorn. She sings her Chorn song as the group goes kind of weird, crazy-eyed like this, and all the knowledge floods their brain, and they collapse after learning everything after Chorn leaves. And they get them to realize that now it's kind of there's a bright future, and we can it's our time now. We can really make a better future now that we know all this stuff. Molog returns from her journey, which was to try to walk around the Earth to see how big it is, to find the end of it, because nobody ever documented how big the back of the turtle we live on really is. And so, because Discworld joke, and so she comes back and says, turns out it's round, and like we know Chorn told us, and Chorn taps her and gives her the knowledge too. And they ride out with the finale song, "Make the Most of It," as they agree to go forward into their big bright future as Jamila and Zazzle respectively propose to each other and put the ring on each other's fingers, and we have a happy ending.
Yep. And I love what they did with the setup for this song, as I mentioned to you, Jim, when we actually watched it, where they have all the standard Starkids standing on the stage, and they have 3 pedestals in the back where the 3 new members are standing. And I said to you, I didn't know if they did that on purpose to elevate and to highlight the new members, or if it just happened that way. But I thought that was kind of cool that the 3 new members are like on pedestals.
It's not. It wasn't pedestals. It's just the raised platform in the back. They've been walking on and off it the whole production.
Yeah, but I thought that was cool that they placed them up there.
Yeah, that was neat.
There's a double meaning there.
Yeah.
Story.
This is the future of Starkid.
That's awesome.
Great production. Go see it if you get the chance. Great musical numbers, great acting, great writing. If you're a Starkid fan, you will be thrown off at the beginning. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you've never seen this and you've seen all the other productions, much like Jim and I, you'll be like, the fuck?
It'll take
But
some
you'll quickly learn
adjustment.
to like it.
It'll take some adjustment for the first couple songs, but you'll get into it as the production goes on.
Yeah.
And after you watch it a few times, it'll be as much a beloved part of the catalog for you as everything else.
The true test of a musical is whether Melissa stays awake for it, and she stayed awake for it.
She did. I was very
Stayed
impressed.
awake for it. So, bravo.
You better stay awake for the Harry Potter musicals, or there's something wrong with you.
Well, we started to see the first 5 minutes of it, but then we were running out of time. But yes, it's something I do want to finish.
I showed them the Going Back to Hogwarts number.
Ah,
We're very eager to finish it.
They are.
And I would also like to add that I'm a very sleepy person.
We know.
After 8 o'clock, she's out.
But no, I very much. This is the first full-length Starkid musical I've seen, and I enjoyed it very much.
wait until you see the entire Starkid cast.
Pretty much. Anyway, Firebringer is available now on DVD at the Starkid store at AnnArborTees.com. You can also see it on YouTube at their YouTube channel. Just type Team Starkid into the YouTube search. It'll come up.
Indeed.
All their other productions are available there as well. The soundtrack is available on iTunes and Amazon.
It is. It's a great soundtrack. Credit to Meredith for the writing.
It is. I agree. I enjoy the production a lot. It's very good. A worthy addition to the Starkid catalog. I liked a lot of the production boost they went with. The snarl puppet, the shadow puppets in the background, the fire effect. The effect that they did was a lot of the effects were really good. The songs were good, and it was really a great production. So I the songs, just a great Starkid production all around. So great job to everybody involved, and especially the new people. Of course, Jamie Burns,
Lauren
Walker, and Tiffany. What's her name? Tiffany Williams, who are all great.
Indeed.
Yes, Lauren Walker was, I'd say, one of my favorites.
Yeah, and
She was funny.
I'm hoping Tiffany Williams gets to come back and do more because her role as Timlin was kind of minimal in this production. She got a couple of funny moments, but not much. I hope we get to see more because she is damn funny when she was given the opportunity. Like at the scene where Jamila holds a meeting because she's going to reveal that the duck is fake and that the sky holding up thing is not real. And she says, maybe we need to respect that some of us have wasted our entire lives. Whoa, shot at Emberly out of nowhere. Holy shit. I left my ass off when she said that. I'm like, okay, she's funny. I approve.
Yeah. I wish she had gotten a solo number.
That too. Well, she got part of a solo during the Snarl song. The Night Belongs to Snarl.
Yeah, that's true.
She got a section of that.
True.
So they gave her something. But hopefully if she sticks around for future productions, we'll get more out of her.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope they do. I hope Starkid continues to expand because the original Starkids are now, for the most part, doing their own thing. So we're going to be seeing less and less of the originals.
They're star adults now.
Pretty much.
Basically.
Especially with Joey and them and Lauren, dedicating a majority of their time to the Tin Can Brothers,
Yeah. It's also worth noting, by the way, in that last number where Chorn reveals all the information, that was actually edited from the original version after they put it together.
Oh?
Because what they had done is, I don't know what the exact original was, but they had the original version of the Chorn scene, and they found that the audience didn't understand what was going on. When they did like a preview showing, the people had trouble understanding what was going on in the show. So they went in after like the first couple of shows they did, and they added in a small part of that scene where they explained more about what's going on.
More exposition.
They added more exposition into that area to better explain what was going on. I think it's the I don't know if it was the part where Chorn explains it at the beginning, or if it's the part where they talk about it after that song. But somewhere in there, they added exposition scenes to better explain what was going on, so people would understand.
It's probably better for it.
Probably, yeah, I agree. Well, this has been Firebringer from Team Starkid. Thank everybody for joining me. Thank you all for being here.
Indeed.
Thank you
for Firebringer.
Oh, you're welcome.
It was totally awesome.
It was. Go check out our Very Starkid reunion review on the channel from about a week ago. And make sure, again, you stay tuned. Cam and Melissa, when we can schedule it in, will be joining us. We're going to be running into June here again, even though it's technically summer. It's going to still be the spring of Starkid, so we're going to go with it. And we'll be talking about the Tin Can Brothers side production, Spies Are Forever. And following that, Geoff and I will be discussing Flop Stoppers.
It's a musical.
It's a musical.
Spies Are Forever. It's a musical.
That's a great
It's
song.
all about spies.
That song is so catchy.
That's a great song.
Kurt Mega's in the spy musical. He is a spy.
Well, of course, it's catchy. Clark wrote it.
Talk fine. So we'll be reviewing that next. Thanks for being here, folks. We'll see you next time. Peace.
So long.
Same Tune channel.